do.
Hello, hello. We are live for our Spa Biz Tip Tuesday. Brooke Wood and I, Maxine Drake, we are going to give you 4 tips today on how to improve your spa business. But before we get into that, we'd really like to welcome our new members. We've been adding quite a few each week, and we want to welcome you to our community. If you have not downloaded Brooke's awesome SEO tip. I mean, there's some tips. I don't know how many tips are in there. I haven't even looked at it myself.
Yeah, it's a guide, and it's 14 pages long. So,
holy moly, this is like a true gift. I mean, she wasn't kidding when she's like, this is a Christmas present early. So please enjoy that and download that. And also, the newest members, I am going to tag you in and give you a link to so that you can join our email marketing, which we kind of send you the bullet points from, or the most talked about points each month, so that you don't miss anything that is happening inside the Esthetician Marketing Club. And then I just have one other announcement, because I've been touring this summer with my Abundant Esthetician workshop. And if you have been to my workshop so far this year, make sure you put in the comments, just your experience. But my very last one is going to be on September 18th in the DCA metro area. So if you can get by train, by plane, by car to that workshop, it is a full day and it's very fun. And I make learning fun, and you're going to learn all kinds of marketing juju. Okay, so let's get into our content, Brooke. This is our favorite thing.
Yeah. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Awesome.
Cool,
so
yeah.
We wanted to kind of make a video about like 4 actionable things that you could start doing today, because I feel like a lot of, obviously marketing is a very cumulative thing. Maxine was saying that earlier, where it really does take effort every day. And so Sandra is so sweet. You two are looking beautiful as always.
Hi, Sandra.
So today I was just like, what are things that estheticians can start doing like right now today to start getting in the habit of marketing every day? So the first thing is, for those of you who didn't see my post about a month ago, Google released Google Posts, and where you can actually post on Google. And I've seen a lot of awesome results from estheticians who've taken advantage of this. Even if they don't come up first on their SEO, since no one is doing this, businesses who do post get a lot of real estate on the right-hand side of the Google search. And so in order to post, you just go to google.com/business, and it's going to take you to Google My Business. And most of people already have a My Business Google page, but they don't even know it. And so when you log into that, you might already be logged in, but if you aren't, go ahead and just create an account, and you'll see where to post. It'll say, I was on the phone yesterday with a client, and I was asking her if she had that. She's like, oh, I don't think I have a Google My Business page. I'm like, you might. So I kind of went with it over the phone, and she went to Google My Business. And then she's like, oh, wait, I do. She's like, oh, wait, I didn't know I'm supposed to be posting. I'm like, yeah, they just released it. Don't worry, but get on top of it while you can, because no one is really doing it. And so it really gives you an advantage to, to stand out during this period when it's still new.
So yeah, we talked about with the Google Posts and why it's so important for a brick and mortar.
Right. So for brick and mortar businesses, because we were talking about the difference, we were talking about the SEO PDF and how SEO for a brick and mortar business, such as an esthetician or a restaurant or clothing store, is so much different from something that I would do for myself, like web design work and all of that. So it really is important for brick and mortar businesses. And then the second, I guess, thing that you guys can start doing today, which I have seen amazing results from estheticians who do this. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I try to do that, but it's always awkward to ask. But taking before and after pictures of your clients is one of the best things you can do to market yourself, I feel like, because at the end of the day, people just want results, and people want to know that if they go to you, that they're going to see results. And you can never have too many testimonials, and you can never have too many before and afters. There are a couple accounts that I love, and I'm going to post it in the comments. And so one is she's called the Skin Fairy, and her Instagram. I love that name. Yeah, it's a super cute name.
Is she in our group?
She's not in our group. I haven't actually even met her. I just came across her Instagram and I loved it. So I might reach out and maybe ask her how she gets people to comply to so many before and afters. Because if you go on her Instagram, it's all chock full of before and afters. And then this girl is an esthetician in Phoenix. So I'm going to also put the link in the comments. And she specializes in acne. And so she has amazing before and afters, and she also has done her own skin line. And so it helps promote her product as well. So those are two kind of, I guess, links that you can go to for inspiration, and you can see that their before and afters are done very well. Not only do they have amazing results, but just the way that they're clean, they use a nice camera. I feel like the iPhone even has a good camera. So if you smudge off your camera, sometimes it can be smudgy. Just make sure it's clean and get nice and close and focus. Like a phone totally works too. So, and then including them in your posts that you post on Instagram and Facebook every day, and then also in email campaigns. If you guys want to do a case study, send out a newsletter about maybe a case study that you had about a client. So those before and afters I feel like are really valuable because they can be used in lots of different ways. So
yeah. And Brooke, doesn't Google Posts, don't you have the ability to write reviews on there?
Yeah, well, not necessarily with Google Posts, but Google Plus.
Right, Google Plus.
Right. So Google Plus, that's what shows up too on the right-hand side. It has your post, which would be awesome because you can add a picture to your post. So if you had if you're acne specialist, a before and after, and then people writing reviews. And then there actually was a post in our group not too long ago because people are I don't know where to lead people to leave a review on Google Plus because it's kind of hard to find. It's not very intuitive like Yelp or Facebook.
Right.
Yeah. So we found that you can actually do a direct link to leave a review, and I'll include that post in our newsletter at the end of this month so people know how to grab that link, because literally when people copy and paste that link, it takes them to your Google Plus page, and then it pulls up a place where you can write reviews, and people can write a 5-star review right then and there from that link. So
right. So I think that's really valuable, and especially since Yelp usually ends up on top or the place where the most reviews are located, because you and I were talking about that the other day, how, if you have a lot of reviews on Facebook or, Yelp, and a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Yelp. So this is just another avenue for, brick and mortar to increase that SEO. And then interestingly, with the before and afters, a consent form, you can Google and just kind of download a generic consent form, put your logo on the top of it, and make it yours, your branding. And I think, getting that and kind of protecting yourself if you're going to do before and afters, I think is really key. Yeah. And then also, just in coaching my own clients too, I think it's really important, especially if you're really putting some killer before and afters out there. We've had some theft. So
Yeah.
to put some kind of a watermark, on your before and afters, I think is helpful too, or just, it's just another way to kind of protect your stuff and because it has happened.
Yeah, I've seen it happen
Yeah,
too.
I know. I can't believe it. Sometimes, it's like, but, it's just like, hey, well then, okay, well, if we know these things, or if we know how to head it off at the pass, we'll just get the consent form where, we have that. And then we watermark our pictures, which is really easy to do, like on Canva, or, it's really simple to do, right? You can.
It's not hard. Yeah. I mean, it's an extra step, but it's worth it, I think. And then, obviously getting the consent so you don't run into any legal issues. But I feel like a lot of estheticians, they always are like, how do you get people to or how do you get people to be okay with before and afters? And I feel like if you hype it up to make it a big deal, then they're like, oh, I don't know. But if you just act like it's no big deal and you're like, I just want to like record your progress. It's awesome to see the results along the way. Just when you act like it's not a big deal, then they're more willing to do it. Like I've done before and afters for other people and have even posted it on my Facebook, and like people just don't. And it's like, I was like, totally broken out, like gross. And but it's just like people don't really care if you act like it's not a big deal, I think. So
And I think ultimately, especially someone that has suffered, like we'll just use the acne examples, of the skin fairy. I think a person going through that, they too know how it feels, and they want to help someone else. So, wording it in a way like, if I have the ability to post these and kind of show, then, you could potentially be helping someone else. And I think at the end of the day, we all really enjoy helping others.
right.
And so that's just another way to put it. And I think we just get scared to ask. And I think it's okay.
Yeah. And the worst thing that they can say is no. It's not like they're going to hate you or anything. So
that's right. And no is not the end of the world. It's just like, no, it's like, okay, it's feedback. Okay, well, you can, the next person, you know what I mean? And you just kind of move on from it. So I think those are two incredible tips for today, Brooke. So I have two to share as well. So that will equal 4. Aren't you glad I could count? And really, honestly, if you really want to knock it out of the park in your spa business, really start leveraging Facebook Live. And those that have worked closely with me really understand how I am very on it, in the membership or whatever. But I'm just going to tell you a story that just happened last week. So I was at a workshop, and yes, if you do come to the DCA workshop, we do a little exercise when we go live on Facebook. So if you haven't popped the cherry, we pop the cherry all together right there, and it feels kind of comforting to do it as a group, because it's like you're not alone. You have your sisters right next to you, right? So literally this woman who had never been live before, she's just like, I can't even believe you're making me do this. I'm breaking out in hives. It was really funny. She, anyway, by the end of the workshop, I kid you not, she went to her Facebook and she goes, I cannot believe how many views I just got on that video that like made no sense. Because everyone was nervous and everyone was just like, hi, I'm at a workshop and miss you. I'm learning, they just were saying whatever. But, and I said, if that doesn't show you the power of Facebook Live, I don't know what will. So I invite you, or I challenge you to just do it. Do a Facebook Live, talk for a few minutes, and then watch to see how many views you get versus just your regular posts that aren't getting any engagement. Okay? So Facebook Live is a powerful, powerful strategy that I totally recommend leveraging right now. like today. And there's so many things you can share. And, just the three that I do honestly are mostly value. So mostly tips. I mean, this is an example. We're live today. We're giving you some tips. So mostly value. A very small percentage is promotion of, here, I have really cool things. You want to check it out? And then the other is personality. So, so there's three. There's positional or value, sorry. And then there's, promotional. I guess there's positional. So I guess there would be four. And then you want to show your personality, because at the end of the day, I think people really want to know who you are. And so people that know me know that I'm really into dogs. So this weekend I posted, a cheesy little video about me doing a road trip with my dog, you know what I mean? And so I think, people do want to see all four, and it just kind of gives you like a glimpse of you as as a person, because it builds
person and not just a coach. It's like you are like an actual human being.
I know, I have a life when I'm not glued to my computer, and I can really nerd out about dogs and dog training in about 2 seconds, so I post a lot about my dog, and even pictures, for that sake. So that is seriously, like, I know, like, there's probably resistance. I'm probably like getting this right now, like, no way, but I just promise you, try it and then see how many views you get, and then you're going to be like, okay, I really need to do this, And then the second tip that I think that estheticians kind of forget about, or entrepreneurs forget about, is that we always have to be growing our email list. And, it's just vital. It's so vital. I can't even tell you, because that's your community. You know what I mean? Like, social media and Facebook is going to give you whatever reach that they decide to give you, unless you're paying for an ad or boosting your post or what have you. And it's still very limited. We're kind of at the mercy of social media to say, I mean, we do get statistics to show the reach, and, if people are clicking, there's ways to track that. Don't get me wrong there. But when you are emailing people that want to hear from you, there's a lot of power in that. These are people that want to hear from you, and it's not always going to be that promotional stuff either. Like, here's my newsletter, here's my promotions for the month, or whatever. I think the same rules apply. We want to deliver value, and, sometimes give a glimpse into your world if you feel comfortable. If that doesn't feel good to you, then don't do it, but, so we always have to be, building our list. And so how can we do that? Well, I've talked to a lot of estheticians that, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm not really good about collecting emails, on the intake form. So that's, first and foremost, and a lot of intake forms we can do online now. So that's pretty cool. And then, so you can ask for it right there. And then, and if you haven't been capturing, as people are coming in, you can, just say, hey, I want to make sure that I have all current information. Is this your correct mailing address, your phone number, and your email? And by the way, may I send you communication, you know what I mean? And, being promotions and things like that. And then of course, getting into the third strategy, which could totally be a whole live stream in itself, is, having some kind of an opt-in. And Brooke, I guess to give an example of an opt-in, you can drop in my homepage if you want, because that 9 business mistakes to avoid, esthetician business mistakes to avoid, is considered an opt-in. So, creating something that your community wants to hear, whether it's 10 tips for clearer skin, in between appointments or whatever. Something that's going to be of value. We're on an acne theme today.
Yeah.
I know, I'm just going with it. Something that's going to be of value to your community that they are going to want. And then, it's just kind of a known fact in the internet world. It's kind of like a barter, right? I will give you this cool checklist in exchange for your email. And that's kind of, and that's what we call a lead magnet or an opt-in, gadget. So,
Right.
Do we have any questions out there? Are we like losing people, Brooke? I know you're kind of got the controls there. What's going on with peeps?
Yeah, I was just looking through the contact, and I didn't want to like interrupt what was going on. So,
Yeah.
So to go back to the Facebook Live, Catherine Barrell had an awesome experience. She said, "OMG, my first live last week received 572 views in 2 days." So that's
Oh my
awesome.
God.
And it
It
just
is
goes to
awesome.
show what Maxine already said, that it will exceed your expectations. And then Maria asked, "Are you able to see how long someone views your Facebook Live videos?" And I don't think that there's a feature on Facebook to have analytics like that yet.
No, but it will only record it if a person is watching like 10 to 15 seconds or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So it won't record. It won't record.
It won't say that someone's watching unless if they've just scrolled past.
True.
Right?
That's
Okay.
right. Right. So when you're seeing like a normal post, like when we go, oh, what's the difference between, reached and engagement? And we might look at one of our posts, on our Facebook business page that's like, oh, this reached 382 people. Well, that just means that, scrolling through their news feed, that it showed up in the news feed. It doesn't mean that they necessarily looked at it. Where this is very obvious that a person had to click play, to listen, to watch you for at least 10 to 15 seconds for Facebook to record it as a view. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then Danica cracks me up. What did I miss? Hilarious. Okay, Stacy. Okay, I slacked on. So Stacy is good at getting emails, but slacked on newsletters, which is the best problem to have because you already have your emails. It's just a matter of doing the newsletters. If you want to start doing newsletters, you can talk to me, and I can. She's like, I need someone to do it for me. I'll do it for you. Honestly, I've seen the most success from email marketing campaigns because they're your clientele. They're people who have already come to you. They already trust you. And so that it's a really easy, I guess, demographic to convert because they already love you. And then Nicole, I have lots of emails, but can improve on email and the email marketing schedule. Same goes to Nicole. And then, yeah, I think that's all of the questions. Okay, so Sandra, do I need to boost my ad to get more views? I think she's talking about her Facebook Live. Can you boost Facebook Live videos?
Mm-hmm. You sure can.
Awesome.
So, and in that strategy, what I would do is I would go through, some of your well, first of all, let me ask a question. Who is right now leveraging Facebook Live as part of their marketing strategy? And I'll give you a few seconds to put in the comments to see who is actually leveraging Facebook Live right now.
Not a lot of people, I don't think. I mean,
okay. All right. So second question then. After today, are you inspired to at least try? Are you inspired to at least try it? To say, it's not so bad. I can do this. I can step out of my comfort zone. I can face my fear of hitting that live button and seeing the countdown of 3, 2,
Yeah.
And, because the more you do it, I promise you, the easier it will be. I've said that before, but I promise you, it really will get easier.
Yeah. So Danica, she said, I've done it in the past and it's super fun, but I have no fear of looking silly and stuff. And I think that's the key. It is live. And so if you make it fun and like humanize it a little bit instead of trying to be like, okay, so today we're going to talk about, then people relate to it more and they're going to, you know, you're going to have more fun. You can like, even right now I'm like stumbling over my words and it's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is like estheticians have so much knowledge, and Maxine and I were talking about this prior. You guys have so much knowledge. I don't even think you realize like how knowledgeable you actually are until you start talking about it. And then you realize it's like you kind of assume that everyone knows the things that you know, but they really don't. It's like everyone else that hasn't, sorry, it's really loud outside. Can you hear that?
I did. What was that? Like water?
Like, they're blowing leaves outside, so it's perfect timing.
Oh, okay, good.
And then she said, honestly, if you're just being your genuine self and don't worry about being perfect, it's easy, which is so true. And I'm going to turn my mic off and let Maxine talk right now.
Oh, okay. Let the leaf blower go by. It's like, I know, I feel like every time I do a master class or I'm doing some kind of a recording, like they're doing landscaping right out my window. I'm like, really? Like today? You know, but so that's not the case for me today. So we'll let you mute yourself. But what was I going to say about the Facebook Live? I was going to say something. Oh yeah, and you know, and it is true. Brooke and I were talking about that, and I do say this quite a bit. You are so incredibly smart, and you know your stuff.
Yeah,
I know, because I've talked to so many of you, like seriously, and you know, and the thing is that. I don't know why we're so afraid to put our stuff out there, but it feels vulnerable, I guess. But you know, don't worry if your spin on something. It's your take. You know what I mean? It's your reality. It's your experience. It's valuable, and don't worry about anybody else or any other esthetician that wants to, I don't know, that has an opinion on it or what have you. Yeah. And, I mean, I write about stuff all day long, and then, and if I literally have other marketers now that are like, you're referencing this, can you add this link to your stuff? I'm like, I'm starting to get that kind of stuff now. It's really kind of cool. So, just don't worry about the critics, you know what I mean? And really believe in yourself, because I sure do. And I know how valuable estheticians are to, a person's life. So I am one. But it's really true. Don't be afraid to share your genius, and don't be afraid to share your expertise and your knowledge and your niche of whatever you're specializing in, because you're unique.
Yeah.
And that's
that. Can you hear me now? Is my mic on? Is my mic on?
Yeah, your mic's on.
Okay. Yeah. It was like messing up earlier, so I was like, okay. One thing I did want to add is I listened to a podcast previously, and they said exactly what Maxine said. Like other estheticians or other critics watching your stuff, if you use the language, from my experience, I've seen this and this and this. And if you say from my experience, like everyone can argue facts and everything like that, but they can't argue your experience. And so I think using that language and saying that will also help, I guess, with the critics. I don't know. So it was interesting.
Never mind the haters.
Yeah.
Just never mind them. Just keep your focus of what you want to build and keep your head down and just forget them. They're just not part of the big picture of what you want to create, so really think about what it is you want to create in your business, and, and let that be your driving force. Yeah. Because ultimately, I know that you have a message to get out to your community. The question is how are you going to get the message out to your community? And Facebook Live is a unbelievable vehicle to do that.
And if you look at the most successful estheticians in the industry, they're the ones that put themselves out.
Yeah, it's very true. So any final questions for us?
We just have some commentary. Nicole, exactly. We've been doing a monthly giveaway and announcing the winner through a live stream, which I think is a really good idea.
There you
Um,
go.
and then Danica, watch YouTubers, and I totally agree with this. A lot of them are super funny and it makes it more enjoyable. And I personally don't enjoy watching perfect robots on YouTube or Facebook Live. And then
Ugh. Yeah.
Karen, don't they say to talk to someone at about a 10th grade level to write, so it's not too complicated, just keep it simple. So great tips for when you guys do your Facebook Live, and we're going to check in with you next month and see if you guys actually did it.
I know. Yeah. So thank you. We hope that you found this Spa Biz Tip Tuesday really helpful. Thanks for being a part of our community, because Brooke and I's mission for this whole group is to deliver a lot of value to you to help you grow your business. And that's really it. Yeah. So have a great rest of your week.
Yeah, have a great week. We'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. Bye.